Morning. So, while out grocery shopping yesterday, I stopped by a bin and look what I found. How about that? Whole bunch of chicken wire. And in the continuing saga of the fight with the neighbor's cat, I do believe this may come in really handy for the other patches of turf that I'm planning to plant. So it's quite a mess. I had to like almost lay on it to smush it and get it fit into the van. But I will get that out and I will get it rolled up or folded up or whatever I can manage and put that in the shed for later use. Anyway, I'd love useful finds, things that I would have eventually had to buy and totally free. So super cool, fabulous find. Morning. So while out grocery shopping yesterday, I stopped by a bin and look what I found. How about that? Whole bunch of chicken wire. And in the continuing saga of the fight with the neighbor's cat, I do believe this may come in really handy for the other patches of turf that I'm planning to plant. So it's quite a mess. I had to like almost lay on it to smush it and get it fit into the van. But I will get that out and I will get it rolled up or folded up or whatever I can manage and put that in the shed for later use. Anyway, I'd love useful finds, things that I would have eventually had to buy and totally free. So super cool, fabulous find. While I was getting that out, I noticed this, and that reminded me that I haven't shown you guys this. This big blue, very heavy duty tote. I found this probably 2 years ago, and it is actually meant to go with listening center supplies for school, but I've been using it as a first aid kit here in the back. But I was looking online just because I was looking up some of those headphones I had found, and I noticed the box, and it's actually worth a pretty penny. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have to use something else for my first aid kit and look into selling this. It's in pretty decent shape. It's got some wear marks, but really it's solid. So first aid kit or money? And I have other options of things I could use for the first aid kit. So I think it's pretty obvious I've made up my mind. So I'll have to get around to that. The other thing I'm working on right now is getting supplies put together for our family reunion today. And another thing I realized that I hadn't shown you is this camp chair. I'm assuming it's a camp chair. So I've got to get that out and look at it, because I didn't, and I usually do, but I didn't look at it before putting it in the van when I found it last week. And so I don't know if it's broken. So we've got to check that out and see what's what. And then while we're at it, let's show you, look, there's a bunch of the toys and bubbles and whatnot that we have found, frisbees. And I will be bringing those to the reunion for the kids to play with. I rented a pavilion at a nice big park, and so they'll have lots of fun things to do. But one of the other useful finds, and this is from, probably 4 or 5 years ago, but it is a Coleman cooler, and the reason they threw it away was because the handle is missing. That was their reason for throwing it away, because there's nothing else wrong with it. Okay, yeah, the lid comes all the way off, but I mean, that's not a problem. That is not a problem. Obviously, need to clean that out. It's been in the shed since, of course, last summer. But yeah, we have this other one, and that's awesome. But it's been really nice over the last several years having two for when we go camping or picnicking or whatever else we're doing. So that was another super duper useful find in years past. And surprise, surprise, it is just fine. The reason they threw it away, I'm assuming, is because this side is loose. It's supposed to go into this black thing, and over here it appears to have broken out, or they might have done that maybe for a larger person to sit in there. I don't know. But I'm going to see if between my husband and I we can get that put back in to secure that. Because other than that, it is in really, really nice condition. So stay tuned for an update on that. We'll see if we can't get that sorted out. Anyway, those are my useful finds for today. Oh, wait, no, I have one more. we're back to my closet. I totally forgot as I was doing my home tour yesterday, and well, the last couple days rather, I totally forgot hangers. How could I forget hangers? I do not buy hangers because I find tons of them every summer. Every summer I find hangers, especially when student housing is clearing out. They all throw away their hangers. So I in fact have a huge garbage bag full of these nice plastic hangers in my attic. I've switched my 2 older kids over to the large hangers and haven't had to buy any of those. My youngest is still using the little child-size hangers, and a lot of those I've also found in the bins. But she will soon be switching over to the adult hangers, and I will not have to buy any. I'll just bring that bag down from the attic. One more thing. So this laundry basket, today's obviously a time for catching up on laundry. I wanted to show you, this was the very first laundry basket that I found in a bin. It was in a residential bin, one of my mom's neighbors, and so I grabbed it. This was the problem. Oh, and it was... Actually, I think it still had that handle when I found it, but I've had it for about 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And the crack has only gotten worse by about that much. So it was cracked about right there. And over the 6 years, it's only cracked that much more. It is a really heavy-duty, expensive laundry basket, and we've gotten lots of good years out of it where otherwise it would have been sitting in a landfill. One last thing about useful finds, all of those totes that we found, like, what, 2 weeks ago that didn't have lids. Number one, if you didn't see that video, I will re-emphasize the fact that even if a tote doesn't have a lid, go ahead and grab it if it's still in good condition, because I guarantee you that if you keep at this, you will find spare lids in the bins all the time. So eventually, maybe even by the end of the summer, I will have matching lids for the bins that I found. But anyways, even without the lids, they are still incredibly useful. I have this one packed with things for the reunion this weekend. Well, today. So that's super. All right. So that is all for today for our useful finds. Check back later for other fun things that we will be covering. One last thing. Oh, tomorrow I will be diving again. I know a lot of you are anxiously anticipating new fun finds. So hang in there, be patient. Right now I'm only able to get out and do like major diving on Sundays. I'm so busy right now. I don't know how much I've told you about kind of what my schedule is. Obviously I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a full-time student, I'm an intern. I run a small eBay business, and I do the dumpster diving, and I have huge gardens, so I'm pretty busy. And so Sundays right now are the only time that I can get to doing my diving. So be patient, bear with me, we will get there, and there will be lots of good stuff for you to see and enjoy. All right, have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all later.